back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. You can count on one hand how many current athletes know what it's like to place in the top 2 at the 212 Olympia. And Ahmad AshkananI is right there at the top of the list. We're less than 72 hours away from Ahmad hitting the stage on Friday night for what could be the single biggest moment of his entire career. I've heard from multiple sources that this will be the best AshkananI that we've ever seen. So if that's the guy who ends up getting up on that stage, it's absolutely possible that he walks out of the weekend as the new 212 Olympia champ. In the entire history of the figure Olympia, there were only 3 women who can make the claim to being a 3-time division champ. But if everything goes according to plan, come this Saturday night, Cyd Gillon could be the 4th iconic champion to add her name to that list. As usual, Sydney and her team have been pretty tight-lipped about the updates and progress photos, which almost works in her favor in a roundabout way. Because if she comes out looking awesome, then she has an additional surprise factor to go along with the whole big reveal. On paper, this could be the toughest lineup she's faced since she started her run. But as long as she shows up and does what she does best, as the reigning champ, it will be very difficult for anyone to unseat her. As of today, the general consensus seems to be that Breon Ansley, George Peterson, and Chris Bumstead will wind up being the top 3 in some order in the classic physique division this weekend. But I want to throw another name out there as a potential dream killer that we haven't heard anything about: Dani Younan. I've managed to get some sneak peeks of what Danny's bringing at different points in his prep. And to be completely honest, I could see him coming away from the weekend as one of the real winners here. This dude is a complete from front to back. His conditioning is spot on, and his presentation is easily some of the best in the entire division. So if any one of these 3 guys shows any signs of slipping, look for Dani as someone who could slide in and take advantage. Even though it's only Tuesday, I think I've already heard people make 10 different predictions for who they see walking away with the standout this weekend. But one of the names that I keep hearing over and over and over again from people who I really respect is the 2019 Arnold Australia champ, William Bonac. On paper, when you look at what he's done over the last 3 or 4 years, I think you can make the argument that he's the most improved athlete in all of bodybuilding. He's got every single tool, he knows every single trick, and he's already proven more than once that he can win at the highest level. William the Conqueror is no joke, ladies and gentlemen, and it doesn't take a major stretch of imagination to see him coming out of the weekend as our new champ. There's been a lot of talk leading up to the 212 Olympia this weekend surrounding 3 or 4 guys who most people are locking in for their Tier 1 title contenders. But I want to throw a dark horse candidate out there now. What about Cyd Yamagishi? I think a lot of people might have actually forgotten that Cyd was even in this year's contest, which is crazy considering the fact that he's been a former Arnold Classic champ and an Olympia runner-up, all within the last 5 years. Cyd is dangerous. He's been pretty much off the radar for the better part of the last 4 months, so it's not out of the question that he could land a spot in the first call-out where he'd have a chance to slug it out for the title. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.